Hi, Professor Gordon. My name is Laura Wyckoff. I decided to do my cultural video presentation on my sister's boyfriend, whose name is Tally. He's 35 years old, just had his birthday last month. I've known him for about a year. He was my coworker. He stopped working with me a few months ago and started dating my sister, so we have like a nice little friendship slash relationship from work and from my sister. So Tally's mother immigrated from Jordan at the age of 23, and his father migrated from Brazil in his mid-20s. He didn't remember exactly which age, but I will first discuss the Jordanian slash maternal side of Tally's family, which I have the most information about just because Tally is not very close with his dad's side of the family. So the culture in Jordan, it is known that they have very close-knit families. The father supports the family and their needs financially, while the mother stays at home and supports her children. It is common in Jordanian families to have 5 or more children, so it's a common culture to have a big family that is very close-knit. Women are required to wear hijabs in Jordan, and the culture is still very oppressive towards women. They do not have the same career opportunities as men, and their main purpose is basically to keep up with the house and to raise the children. So even if they want to go to school, get a good job, it's just normal in their culture to not have that opportunity, which is really sad. So Tally's mother specifically, she moved to the US at 23, as I said. She has 5 sisters and 3 brothers for a total of 9 siblings, which is, as I said, common in Jordan to have a big family. So currently, right now, 4 of Tally's mom's sisters slash his aunts and 4 of his mom's sisters and 2 of his mom's brothers out of the 3 still live in Jordan. They all live in the same home, which is also common in Jordan to have a big family live in the same house, which is super nice. They have all their kids and some grandparents, and it's just a big house with all of the family living together. The family is very close, and most of her siblings have multiple children of their own residing in this home. So when it comes to Tally's experiences, when it comes to the culture in Jordan, he lived with his mother, father, aunts, and uncles in this home that I was just talking about from the ages of 1 to 5. He was born in the States, but they moved over there for a few years. And he then moved back to the US from 5 until 13 or 14. And this is when a lot of bad stuff was going on in the US, so they decided that they would feel safer and better just to go back to Jordan, see the family, get Tally like close with them again, and just have him experience his culture again, which is really nice that he got to do that. He said that he was glad that he could go back. It was only for 6 months at the age of 12, 13, but he said he really enjoyed it. So the city in Jordan where Tally grew up and later visited, it's a pretty large city, bigger than Fairfax, so it's like a big area in Jordan. It's a city there. And he recalled that when he visited at that age, when he came back for a few months, everyone in the city recognized him. It's a culture that everybody is just knows everybody, and all the families are close, and it seems like a really sweet place to live. I know there's bad stuff that happens everywhere, but he said he really enjoyed like growing up there for a while and visiting and all of that. So he told me how close the community is there, which is expected in Jordan's culture. As I said earlier, it's just a close-knit type of place. So, all right, now I'll discuss Tally's dad's side from Brazil. So he migrated in his mid-20s. His parents met, they fell in love, got married, had Tally. Tally is an only child, so it's just him. But Brazil's culture, when it comes to that, Brazil's culture is very similar in the way that families tend to have a lot of children and are close-knit. But Brazil is not as oppressive to women as it is in Jordan. So most of Tally's dad's family lives in the US. Actually, they've migrated here throughout the years. So 2 of his dad's brothers live in New York, and his dad lives in Baltimore. So he has his dad and his dad's 2 brothers. They all live in the US, but his sister is the only one that ended up staying in Brazil. So his dad's sister / Tally's aunt, still lives in Brazil along with her 2 kids. So the 3 brothers live in the US, sister lives in Brazil with her family. Tally's not very close to his father or anyone on his father's side, which is sad because they all live in the US and he could easily see them. And I'm not sure exactly why. We didn't really get into detail of why he's not so close with his dad's side, but it's sweet that he has his mom. He's close with his mom's family, so that's nice for him. So that's basically like all of the cultural stuff. Tally, like himself, when it comes to his culture and the way that he grew up, he was raised Muslim. Because of his mom's side, that's how they are, that's how they were raised. He remembers like never seeing his grandma's like hair or anything because she was always wearing her head covering because that was her culture. He recalls that she never took it off around any of the family. She would only take it off when she was alone or like with some of the women in her family, so never around men, which is really sweet and interesting that she stayed like that close to her religion and to her culture, and that she was that passionate about it to care that much to do it, which I know a lot of people in the Fairfax area do, and I think that's wonderful that they stick with what they know and respect their culture and keep up doing that. So Tally's actual name is Khalid Al-Najjar, I'm pretty sure, Khalid Al-Najjar. But he goes by Tally because when he was like growing up in middle school and high school in the US, he was bullied for being Middle Eastern, which is really messed up. He looks more Middle Eastern than he does South American, but he still looks like, you can see that he has some South American in him. But the reason his name is Tally is because when he was being bullied, people would call him Taliban, which is really, really sad. But he ended up embracing this and just going by the name Tally. That's how everyone knows him. He doesn't go by Khalid at all. So good for him for embracing that, embracing his culture, whether that's from good things or bad things. So that's about it. It was really interesting doing this interview. It was nice to learn more about Tally's family, especially because that might end up being my family if my sister and him end up together. So it was really great learning about these cultures, and I enjoyed doing this little presentation / project, so thank you.